Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built Workshop, proudly supported by Super Cheap Auto. And today we're going to talk about sandblasting. So if you're anything like me and you're doing restorations on old cars, you're going to be working with a lot of old, dirty, rusty parts. And one of these things becomes invaluable. They're not overly expensive, and they're definitely worth their weight in gold. The simple version is the sandblasting cabinet. It keeps all your mess and stuff inside, but it can take your parts and really get them tidied up. For example, I've been working on my old Datsun 240Z, and I've got these old door striker plates, and they're pretty old and crusty and rusty, and that is after about a minute in the sandblasting cabinet. That is the difference you can make to your pieces. Just helps with all sorts of bits, suspension components, anything you can think of, old rusty bits, come up a treat with the sandblasting cabinet. So this unit here actually comes with a bunch of replacement sheets that go inside the glass lid. Main reason being is when you're firing the sandblasting media around, for one, it gets all dusty, and two, it can actually eventually etch away the glass and you won't be able to see anymore. That is one of the big issues when you're using it, and depending on what media you use, they do get very dusty inside. I've just got my old shop vacuum set up into the side of the unit, and it works a treat, keeps the dust levels down to a reasonable level so you can still see in. So easy to use, even Mrs. Jeff can use it. And on the topic of the air supply, you really need to make sure you've got an air compressor that is capable of supplying at least 120 litres a minute. But with compressors, bigger is always better. So the more you have, the better you go. So when you've got your sandblasting cabinet, you need to think about the sort of media you're going to use in it. And that all depends on what you're going to use it for. They go all the way from soft through to really harsh media. And obviously the harsh medias clean things up quicker, but if you're stripping paint off of fiberglass, they're potentially going to damage the fiberglass too much. That's where you can go to soft things like walnut shell. Glass beads somewhere sort of in the middle. Glass bead can strip off the paint and stuff, but often leaves a nice shinier finish, which is something you might want. All the way through to sort of silica carbide, which will clean things up really well and really quickly. But if you're doing internal engine parts, for example, you don't want to use that on anything there, because the potential of leaving some in some water galleries or something, so when you actually build your engine, then you've got this abrasive material inside the engine which is going to wear your engine out from the inside out. And that's not something you want. When you're doing things like that, that's where soda blasting can actually come in handy. It's basically soda blasting is bicarb of soda that you blast onto engine parts and stuff. It cleans a little bit slower than your silica carbide, for example, but it's all water soluble, so you can actually wash it out at the end. So anything that is left in there is just going to dissolve out, and it shouldn't cause you issues in the future. All right, guys, so that is the sandblasting cabinet. If you are doing lots of restoration work, I cannot recommend it highly enough. It is worth its weight in gold. It saves you so much time, and it gets your parts looking really nice. All right, guys, till next time.